And already, Foggy Dukes, we are back live once again. And if the less than excited tone of my voice isn't going to go off, yet we have crashed for the third time. I was going to switch over to the PS4 in the hopes of maybe less crashing, but in doing so, and going to load up my save, it was all the way back at Hush River Valley, so it looks like we're stuck with the PS5 because I'm not going through all the hassle to get us on back here and go through all of what we've gone through. So, yeah, hopefully we don't crash so much. But anywho, we're back. We get our signal tracker. We know that we have to find signs of life, so that requires us to go outside. I believe we were on the correct setting to do that. But we get an Aurora, and we're going to have Aurora wolves. So that's going to make this absolutely splendid. Anyhow, hey there. Hi there, ho there. Duders and dudettes. Welcome back. And a fine welcome to you. If you're new to the broadcast. We're happy to have you along for the ride. For however long or short that ride's going to be. We'll keep plugging away. In the hopes of getting 2 Sundered Pass before this evening stream is done. But we'll see how it goes. First and foremost, I can't recall. No, alright. I got the wrong one on. Where exactly it is that we need to go just now? I think we have to go find a buried cache in order to proc the quest. I could be incorrect about that, but the menu told us we need to search for signs of life. We already have the respirator in our possession. So we've tackled that section of the quest. And we are getting contaminated. So I think we have to go above the trees over there. We're likely going to be running into walls. We did dispatch 2 of them before we left the little camp area over here, so hopefully there won't be too many. Yep, there's one right there. And 2 of them. Yeah, you didn't miss much. We crashed 3 times since entering this region. But YouTube is kind of a stickler. If the first 3 streams of the day, usually they'll give notifications for it, but anything beyond that, they stop doing notifications. So they're kind of weird and random about that kind of stuff. But we're probably going to get dropped multiple more times this evening, but like I was saying, I'm going to keep coming back at it. For however long or short this stream goes, we will return. There was a huge little gap in between the last one and this one. I what's the word I'm looking for? Switched over to the PS4, but I had to update. And then when I went to go load in, it was this run, but all the way back in Hush River Valley. So I basically wound up wasting 25 minutes to find out that that wasn't going to work out in our favor. But I wanted to test because I heard a lot of people on the PS5 are having the same issue, having the game drop on them. So I figured maybe if I switched back to the 4, it might be less so of a problem. We'll never know. Lantern fuel, sure. That wolf is gonna come up and bite me on the nuts, I know it. Can we hop over this? Damn it. I think I screwed up coming up here. Oh, yeah. Yeah, no one hinted that it's going to be a while before they rectify the issue. Yeah, makes sense though. See, I'd understand if the 4 had issues, because the 5's a more recent console, so you think it would be better equipped to handle the updates and stuff. But I'm assuming it's probably the other way around. And that's exactly why I kept my old one. Because, like, there's a lot of games that you can play on both, but, like, the online features don't necessarily carry over. So I figured for some games it might be reasonable to just keep the PS4 on hand. Because I was considering just selling it when I got the 5, but I'm like, maybe I want to hold off on that. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I did. So we need to go up and around the bend here. There is a lot I like about the PS5, though. The load times are a hell of a lot quicker. Like, from the initial load to getting into the game on the PS5 is like maybe 35 seconds, where on the PlayStation 4, I think it took me like almost 2 minutes from start to finish. No, there's not really too much of a difference between like phasing in and out and like transferring to different regions. It's pretty much about the same amount of time that it took on the 4 to load that it does on the 5. No, exactly. Oh, we're on it. A page from a journal. This mine is a graveyard, maybe my own too, if I'm not careful. The wolves here are unwell. All this pollution in the ground. Awful. Whatever happened, it goes beyond any of the stories Poppy told me about Langston Corp and the bad old days of uranium extraction. I don't even know how to say it. There's a deeper darkness, some other mystery buried in those tunnels. I couldn't access the lower levels without suffocating, but there seems to be a clear path to try down there. I just need some way to manage the toxic vapors seeping out of the ground. There's also the bizarre area locked away inside the entrance, off the upper tracks, behind the derelict concentrator facility. And there's that downed helicopter in the hills above the old water extraction ponds I need to check out. Might be some tools to scavenge there. Or in the concentrator and headframe building. For now, a moment to rest. There you go. New objective. Use the handheld shortwave to track down the crashed helicopter mentioned in the journal. Yeah, I get that a lot. Trying to remember. I think it's one of my subscribers, Apex Predator. Who, if you come along and listen to this, happy shout out. He told me I should do like nature documentaries. And then a couple other subscribers. One recommended I should make the titles, put ASMR in the titles. Yeah, I got a pretty good voice for radio. And a face to match. No. Now, speaking of which, I think my buddy David, he tried to get me a webcam for streaming, but Sony's sticklers, they only want their own devices. So he, when the one that he sent me wasn't compatible, he tried to send me the Sony version, and that wound up getting all sorts of screwed up. UPS did deliver it, even though PlayStation said they were out of them. But UPS didn't alert him to the fact that they dropped it off for 5 days, so by the time I went to go look for it, somebody had nicked it. But they gave him a credit and a 20% off coupon. I think he said that they were getting them back in stock on the 7th. So we may have some facial recognition to go with the live streams in the coming weeks. No, headphones aren't an issue. My buddy got me a pair. They look like Turtle Beach, but they're not. I forget the company that makes these ones. But it's done me quite well. Though the odd part of that is the headphones, when I use them on the PS4, are a little bit more distant. If I turn them up, there's like an annoying hum in the background. Whereas when I finally got the PS5, same headphones, but they work 10 times better on those. Because before I got the 5, everybody, like, well, not everybody, but very regularly I would get complaints, your audio is too low. And I'm like, I can't make it any higher. Yeah, a lot of companies are going to do that. They'll make it so like their own, just to boost their profits and sales. Because it's not like they can't make it so the other competitor products work with it. It's they choose if they don't want to. It's kind of like how Apple wouldn't allow any Flash applications and stuff to be used on their phones, just because they have a personal grievance with Adobe and all that kind of stuff. But it was perfectly doable to be able to use those kind of things. It's just they decided to screw their customers over to pad their bottom lines. So it's kind of standard practice, annoying as it is. Yeah, no, the only Apple product I ever owned was I got an iPhone 4. Oh, hey, look, but we don't have any charcoal. Yeah, that's going a ways back, but like, I didn't get it specifically because I wanted to get an iPhone. I think it was AT&T at the time. They were doing a deal, so I just wound up going for it, and I wasn't all that impressed. Kind of dig Androids, to be honest. Is there a fire over here, or do I need to make one? Well, we're probably going to need to make one because our sleep gauge is about to go. But I'd like to get that beast location. No, exactly. I think once Steve Jobs died, they really kind of just tanked, in my opinion. I mean, they weren't the most greatest when he was still around, but like he had the vision for the company. Once he petered off, too many other people got their hands on the pie and just fucking wrecked their reputation. Temperature-wise, we're doing all right. certainly don't want to make a snow shelter here. Now, that's like most of your like decent companies and stuff. Like they start with a good vision, but when the guy that had the vision peters off or fucking retires or dies, the people that take over usually fucking, yeah, they're not in line with the same kind of values and mindsets. There's a shed. What, this over here? I mean, I could just chug another coffee and run back to the little cabins in the kitchen area. This should be alright, though. It'll block the wind. Invalid location for object. Who are you shitting? I don't want to light a torch. I probably could just use this. We're not going to be using the workbench. Yeah, screw it. Whatever. Yeah, I should be alright. I'm not going to sleep for long. Just do it piecemeal, do 2 hours here, 2 hours there. Mainly, I just want to get charcoal so I can knock out that beast location. Okay. 1 piece, we can use coal. Gonna stay here longer. Oh goody, we got rid of our chemical poisoners. That's just one. Yeah, no, I caught that as soon as I saw it was going to be less than an hour. I've run into that problem multiple times. I'm like, oh, I'll just make a quick fire and get charcoal. I wind up having to light like 3 of them. Still got 2 more hours. We're on water. Perfectly fine. I will say, though, when I was trying to get the 4 going, and the controller felt so weird in my hands, I didn't realize they changed as dramatically as they did between the 4 and the 5. I mean, I knew this one's a little bit bigger, but I didn't think it was going to feel all that different. But yeah, compared to the 5, the 4's controller is fucking tiny. Do some chips, too. No, the five's bigger. Not by a whole heck of a lot. I'd say like the handles probably like a centimeter diameter, maybe 2. But like the middle of it is like probably a half an inch thicker than the PS4's. Time left, 14 minutes. Throw that on. I don't think we have to worry about it blowing out. Well, the wind is picking up. I think it's coming from this direction, so we should be fine. So that was my only concern, was upgrading to the 5. Is how different the controller was going to feel. 'Cause I've been playing since the PS1, and the controller's never changed. This is the first time they've actually altered it to a noticeable degree. 15 minutes. Yeah, we'll pick that up. Alright. You know what we're going to do? We're going to warm a cup of coffee. after we take it out of the thermos. There you go. And I can test that too. I wanted to see if we can warm it while it's in the thermos. Oh shit, I just realized my YouTube's not loaded up. Let's get that going. Yeah, I've had them all. The PS1 I think I got back in '97. Parents got it for me for Christmas with Final Fantasy VII. And I was so used to like Nintendos and Segas. So I kept trying to play it and I'm like, what the hell does this game end? I fucking... I didn't realize memory cards were a thing. So for like 2 months I kept trying to fucking beat Final Fantasy VII and I'm like, I'll just keep playing until I get to... I'll leave the TV on and all this. And that's what I realized. Yeah, right, 80 plus hour game, you need memory cards. Did I grab the charcoal? I think I did. Yeah, we got charcoal now. So that was always like a huge grievance for me, especially the PS1 memory card. You could barely hold. I think there was like 10 slots, maybe 15. But then you could get the Mad Catz ones. They had 2 on 1. Usually, like you could like flick a button or put like slider to switch over to the other one. I actually held on to those for a long time, but I wound up losing a bunch of stuff when I moved. Because the PS2 had the backwards compatibility, so you could play your old PS1 games on it. But then that was my grievance with the 3, that they didn't carry that over. But the 3 had some fucking quality games on it that you can't get on the 4 or the 5. Like Max Payne 3, for instance. Which is another game I put thousands of hours into. The multiplayer for that game is fucking amazing. And story-wise, I think it's probably the best Max Payne game, but that's debatable. A lot of people like 2, which 2 is great. Shit. I think a lot of people's grievances are they left New York City, plus it wasn't like the same developers. I just thought the story of 3 was far superior. Yeah, like the visual effects of it, like the blurriness, like making it like so it's like disorientating to like kind of put you like in the visualization of like being Max himself, all the wear and tear from all the painkillers and the alcohol and shit. I thought it was a nice touch. And the soundtrack was fucking nuts, too. So I made me happy when I saw, like, they're going to be doing backwards compatibility for the 3 on the 5, but I think it's only going to be the PS5 Pro. And I'm like, well, I wish y'all would have informed us of that before I bought this one fucking 2 months ago. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, you made the right decision. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times I played the story of that game. At least 5 times through. I went through 3 copies of the game. Fucking one. The original version that I bought, I burned a fucking line into the disc from how much I had played it. The second one, I think, wound up cracking. And then I got a third version, which was a digital version. So I'm like, I don't want to replace it any more than I already have. But that's the only game that I've ever bought multiple copies of, with the exception of the original Final Fantasy VII.